Hey everybody, it's Peter. It's Sunday night, so that means it's time for the Runaways review. This week is episode 5, I believe, which is called Kingdom. We get into a bit of, again, this will be spoilerish. I'm going to cover quite a bit of the story, so if you haven't seen the episode yet, skip, stop, find a spoiler-free review. So I'm really actually liking this story. Oh, quick note too, I was going to do one on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. from yesterday, but unfortunately, I hate to say it, and I posted online, S.H.I.E.L.D's a little bit boring right now. Next week's episode is an episode with Super Uber Fitz is going to, Fitz is finally going to show up. We're going to find out with him, so we're going to be starting off from the diner scene, going forward according to the end teaser. And there wasn't much going on in S.H.I.E.L.D. I really don't want to go into it. It's just another episode on the station, running around, saving the day. Daisy doing this, Gemma's doing that. I got nothing to say right now. This episode of Runaways is actually 10 times better than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So tonight's episode is about bonding. Whether the kids are bonding with their parents or anti-bonding, however you want to say it, it's basically, and we find out more about all the characters. And in this episode too, the kids are now finding out about their powers, which is cool because if you saw last week's episode, at the end of it, Alex got snatched by somebody in a tripped out SUV. We don't know who it was. We find out now because at the beginning of this episode, we go back 18 years ago where Alex's dad is in prison. And he's just doing his thing. He has to go see his lawyer. And I guess that's maybe where he met his now wife, who is still a high-praised lawyer. But when he goes into the meeting room in the jail, you actually see it's Dr. Doom. Okay, so remember last review I called the character Grandpa Deans. He was the old fellow, looked like he was deteriorating in the special white room at the church, the Uber gas mask on his face. The credits here, he's just listed as Jonah. Actor's name is Gillian McMahon. Actually, I didn't know it either. I thought he was American. He's actually from South Australia, Galphagia. So he's all suit and tie at the beginning of the episode. And okay, who is this guy? Catherine comes in and say like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? And he's saying, hey, you know what? I know you own some property somewhere out in Compton. He shows them a map. X marks the spot. I'll give you $5 million for it. And they're like, what? What's going on? We really don't know what happens with this deal. It's basically just more of a tie-in because after that deal, his not then wife, Catherine, says, you know what? Says, well, you can't get out of jail. I can't make this deal with you. I need somebody on the outside. So Catherine says, if I can get him out in a month on the street, can we still do the deal? We don't know what the answer is because now we cut back to Jeffrey talking to his buddies. And we find out later it's Darius that, we're buddies, we're friends. I got this really cool deal. I'll set your mom up. I'll set you up. But you got to take a dime, which is prison slang for if you can do 10 years for me. Okay, I guess. We cut to modern day. We find out that Darius, obviously, and I took a big guess too, that Jeffrey didn't go through his deal. He didn't support the mother. He didn't give him any money or anything. So, for his revenge, he kidnapped Alex. So now we're all caught up. What's happening is the runaway gang is all getting together. Nico called everybody in, and Nico reveals that, oh, I got mommy's staff. So we got the girls ready to rock and roll. And they figure out, okay, hey, we can do some kind of a tracer spell to figure out, she basically tells the staff, hey, we need to find Alex, sends this little rainbow trail down the way. Gert's been trying to get a hold of Chase the whole time, and if you remember from last week's episode, he's actually bonding more with his dad because he's working on these power gloves. But his phone's off to the side, so that's why, the girls can't get a hold of him. One thing leads to another. They pull over the road, they pull off to the road. There's got Alex and says, give me your phone. I'm going to call your dad. So calls up Jeffrey and says, hey, I got your boy. Yeah, I'm going to get your $50K. No, there's $1 million now, blah, blah, blah. You got to meet us at this spot. Yeah, I'll show up. Next thing you know, he calls up his boys. Hey, meet me at so-and-so. And unmarked, we got to take care of this dude. So we've got two rescues going on. Alex's dad, Jeffrey, is going to show up with his boys. The girls finally find out what's going on. This is when we get the power reveal, which is kind of cool for this episode. Molly the whole time says, I can lift stuff. Yeah. You've been saying it through the whole episode. Oh, yeah, I know. The girls missed the shootout. And in the middle of it all, one of the boys that's with Darius, Alex actually shoots him with the gun he stole from his father last episode. So he's got that on his plate now. Darius grabs Alex again, throws him back in the car, leaving Jeffrey and the kid who got shot. He's inconsequential, but we find out later on he's actually going to be a victim for the life force transfer that's been trying to be going on for the whole series. Right? But then when they finally get to a stoplight, Nico pulls out the wand, tries to do some mojo, doesn't work. Molly said, "Screw this!" Jumps out of the car, pulls an Incredible Hulk. Her eyes glow, lifts up the car, and says, "Oh yeah, you can lift up." Then Chase shows up at the last second, actually picking up his phone, and Kurt says, "Hey, yeah, we're rescuing Alex. You mind showing up, buddy? We need you as backup." And he shows up at the last second. He's got his power gloves on, zaps Darius, but it looks more just like a kinetic force. So it doesn't hurt him, doesn't do any damage. He comes out of the bushes, guns a-blazing. Nico finally figures out how to use the wand properly. Says protect. Got we got a shield sort of idea coming up. Bullets bounce off. That's kind of cool. Oh, and then the other power reveal was too. Carolina takes off her bracelet, and she goes all glowy, and she can actually do a power blast of some kind too. That also knocks back the bad guys. They finally grab a hold of Alex, save the day. But then Alex is like, "Yeah, we got to find the guy I shot," because they said, "Well, go back to your dad." He goes back to his dad. And the he's got a shoulder wound, so he should be okay. And said, "No, I'll take him to a place. Can't take him to a hospital. I know a guy." And he's like, he's really not doubting his dad. So there's a doubt on that side. So long story short, so we know the kid's in danger. To figure, oh, we got to go to the secret basement. Let's go inside. The coaster trigger's been moved, so Molly uses her strength to go open up the door. The kids go into the secret basement. There's no ceremony. There's like it cuts back, and I kind of half thought anyway, because the grandpa guy they're trying to get back together, we don't at this time still know it's Victor Von Doom until the very end of reveal. That's like, hey, it's him. So to do the transfer with the kid, once he's rejuvenated, that's him. But I don't know how long he's out, because he says, "I want to meet her," which means Carolina. Now, my theory is that maybe he's the actual husband. I kind of half thought it was a grandfather, and they keep bringing him back. But when he comes back, he's rejuvenated. He's big, big, strong, healthy-looking man. So he's not a grandfather. So maybe she was married and as a cover, because I don't know how long he can stay around after the life force exchange. If he's around for a long time, or he's only around for periods of time. Because the last time we saw him, 18 years ago. Maybe we will find as the series goes. Okay. How many times do they have to do a life transfer, file transfer? To keep Von Doom here up and running. And then everybody sort of goes back to their thing. We have Alex is still really pissed at his dad, but all the kids are basically, except for Chase and Victor, so they're sort of bonding more because, they're building stuff now. And then Victor says, "Oh, when you told me you were going to doing stuff, I dug out this time machine kind of gizmo. It looks like an old 60s television with some funky antennas on it. And if you talk to it, you can say, 'Show me the future,' and it just shows an image. And you actually find out how smart Chase is, because his dad explaining the theory of, if you bend gravity this way and time matrices and light, and you can do this and get all timey-wimey with this. As he tells it, "Show me the future of Los Angeles," and nothing shows up on the tube. And the punchline is we actually see that, you see an image of Los Angeles, and it's hard to see because it's a really old black and white, really fuzzy picture, but you actually see Los Angeles buildings crumbling, that kind of thing. Gert and Molly end up spending the night with the dinosaur, the raptor, and they're sort of saying, "Yeah, I guess our parents are really crap." And say, yeah, parents are crap. But yeah. Again, Runaways is really good. Like, even for me, I'm an older fellow, but watching this, like, sometimes you watch some of the shows that are made for like younger kids. It's like, yeah, that's for younger kids. I can't watch this kind of stuff. But this is actually very mature, very grown up. The kids, even though they're high school kids, they got their shit together. That's what's so amazing. There are the kind of times like, "Oh man, this sucks," and growing up sucks. That's understandable, but other than the occasional tender tantrums from some of our other characters and sort of the slight overacting and slight scenery chewing, this is a good show. So if you are following Runaways, like always, put your comments down below. Tell me what you think, what you like. If you like what I'm doing, again, like, dislike, hit the subscribe. Don't forget to ring the notification bell if you want to see more of my stuff. I just did Star Wars the other day, spoiler free. I want to go see Star Wars again, I think, before Christmas hits. I've got points again. and then I want to do a full-on spoiler review. And not much going on. A lot of Christmas movies. I'm watching the newer Mythbusters. I was going to make some comments on it, but it's Mythbusters for hipsters. That's all I can really say. I mean, I got stuff on the go, and I still have Amy's book to finish off and do a review on that. So still lots of things to do. Trying to figure out where to fit them all in. And if you want to see more of this, you know where I am. And see you in the next one.